After being away for the Christmas and New Year period for almost a month, I am finally back in my apartment and I am coming back with a ton of books. I think this might be the biggest book haul to date, and because of that, if you saw my previous video where I reorganized my bookshelves, I think I need to retweak them again. So I'm going to show you the books that I got because I celebrated my 30th birthday. I did some of my own book shopping. We had Christmas and I got loads of books. I bought some myself and then some friends and family also got me books, which is so lovely. So I'm going to show you them all. I'm going to show you this massive book haul. I think it might be the biggest book haul to date. So let's get right in and I'll show you what books I got firstly, and then we'll go through my bookshelves and I'll show you how I'm going to reorganize them to fit this huge haul in. Let's start with one that is outside of my normal romance or fantasy book genre, and that is the Taylor Swift Eras Tour coffee table book. Taylor had announced that she was releasing it on her website in the UK because in the US it came out in Target and I think people had to like queue up in person to get it. But for the UK, she released them on her website, and then she also did it eventually on the US, I think, but she also did it in Target. We don't have Target, so the only way to get hold of this coffee table book was on her website. She released like the time and date that it was going to be put on the website, and I queued on the website ready to get in. I couldn't believe I had to queue to place an order for the book. It was wild, but I managed to get my hands on one, and this is going to go somewhere on my TV unit. I think I'm going to unwrap it and I'm going to put it there. I haven't even opened it yet. This came out like mid-December-ish. I ordered it to my parents' house in Bristol and I picked it up because sometimes my parcels get stolen in this building and I didn't want to lose this one, so I got it when I came home for Christmas. It's stunning. It is so pretty. When Tom saw it, he was like, are we really adding more pink to the apartment? But it's Taylor Swift, so you can't stop me. If you watched my Harry Potter Studio Tours video that came out recently, you would have seen that we went to the Harry Potter Studio Tours for my 30th birthday. And on the way home, we stopped off at Asda because I've only got the first two books in the Harry Potter series. So I wanted to get some more and they didn't have all of them. They had like a random selection, so you saw that I got those, and then Tom got me the rest for Christmas. These books 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 complete my Harry Potter collection, and I'm going to put them on my shelf when I reorganize it. I think I'm going to take off some of the books on these shelves that aren't as pretty as having like a box set of books. I think that looks way nicer than like random books, so I'm gonna add those. This is called my ad hoc section of this book haul because I got some of these in like random different places, whereas I'm gonna go through my birthday ones from my friends separately, and then also a huge book haul I did at the end of Christmas, in between Christmas and New Year when I went to Tom's parents' house. But I went charity shopping. I went to a bookshop because for my 30th birthday, maybe I'll insert a video here or a picture, I did like a bookish themed dinner party with my friends. I got grazing boards and I wanted to make it like floral, romantic and book aesthetic. So I went to a charity shop to buy like a really thick book, but one that was kind of like no one would pick up and pay for because it was very, very loved or it didn't look that nice on the outside. I managed to get one like that and then rip out the pages to make it as like a table decoration. And then when I was there, I obviously browsed at like the fiction section and I found Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I actually only rated this book 3 stars. I listened to it on audiobook, but they're so festive and they really got me in the Christmas spirit. So I think I got Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I always want to call it Pumpkin Spice Latte. Picked up this book because they had it. I haven't rushed to buy the others in paperback yet, but I think if ever I see them in a charity shop or on sale somewhere, then I would buy them and pick them up. And then if you saw my trip to Mexico vlog, which I think is out before this one, I got Quicksilver Airport Edition because it's only out in hardback, traditionally published in the UK at the moment. So I got the paperback because I just way prefer paperbacks, and I think this thick one will stand up on my bookshelves quite nice. I've seen so many people rave about this. I will probably read it on Kindle and then have a nice copy of the paperback. Don't ask me why, but if Tom is watching this, he'll be really cross that I'm getting books that I've read on Kindle or listened to on audiobook in physical copy, but don't hate me, I'm gonna love this book when I read it. The next book is one that I actually got delivered to my parents' house in Bristol because, again, parcels being stolen. So HarperCollins sent me this book and it's Laura Pavlov's book in, what's the series called? The Magnolia Falls series, and it's Beating Heart. And I don't know what number this is. I think it might be the 4th book, but I recently got gifted all of the ones that came before this already from HarperCollins. And I listened to it on audiobook, the first Magnolia Falls book, which is called Loving Romeo. It was so good. It was my first 5-star of 2025. It's very like Elsie Silver, small town vibes. And I suppose as the name suggests, Loving Romeo, it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but not really it just had essentially enemies to lovers, and Romeo, the main male character, is a boxer, so there's that sports romance element to it as well. So it was just such a good read. It was everything I love, like enemies to lovers, sports romance, small town. It was perfect. It was such an easy read. I've gotten to know some of the other characters in the book, and I have a feeling which books are kind of next with the main male characters. This series is really great, and I'm excited to add this one to the TBR, and I highly recommend reading that book series if you've not heard of it before, or if you just love those tropes and haven't read it yet. And then the next book I actually got Tom for Christmas, but I'm adding this to the video because I bought it for him knowing that I wanted to read it, and I think it's a book that I want both of us to read so we can like sit and read together, because a lot of the time we watch a lot of TV and it'd be nice to do something as a couple together. So Re-organising is going to be added to my TBR, so hopefully we read like the same books. So then let's go to the books that I got for my 30th birthday. One of my best friends, Jess, got me the special edition of the first two books in the Shatter Me series. I cannot wait to put these on my bookshelf and make a huge display of them. I love special edition books, and I think that's what I want to invest more in for my bookshelves versus like normal books that I haven't read yet and I don't know if I'll like them or not, because I think having special editions of books makes your bookshelves look nice, but then it's also like I'm not wasting space, because I do have a Kindle and I need to start utilizing it a lot more for books that I haven't read yet and I don't know if I'll like them. There's no point taking up space in my one bed flat, so I'd rather invest in like more expensive, beautiful looking special editions of books that I can add to my bookshelf. And then talking of special editions, from my friend Rosie, who also watches my videos, so if you're watching this, thank you Rosie, got me the Magnolia Park's first book in the special edition. I actually have a gift card from Waterstones from one of my colleagues from work, which I mentioned in a previous video as well, and I'm looking forward to maybe adding another one of these books using my gift card. That would be really nice. But then also Waterstones sell Jellycats, so I might get distracted by the Jellycats. But yeah, I got this book and I can't wait to complete the special edition series because they're just so pretty. And then like, look at that. Stunning. I'm so happy with this book. My friend Kat, who is also a fellow bookworm, got me the Heartstopper first book hardback in the special edition because I've got the fifth book because I went to an Alice Oseman event, and so I've been looking forward to adding to that collection, and I need to get books numbers 2, 3 and 4 now to complete that and then make it nice on my bookshelf. I've already spotted how I'm going to design it. And then my friend Yelena came to my birthday drinks in London in November, and she got me this whole like hair package. She got me loads of different things like hair products, beauty products, and then also added the Everyday Feminist non-fiction book because she knew I would like a book like this. I've never heard of it before, so I'll obviously check it out. I love adding a bit of non-fiction as well as doing fiction. I think sometimes they're good like palette cleansers, or if you've got to the end of a series, reading something completely different is always good. So yeah, those are the books that I got for my birthday. And now let's go through the final bit of this book haul, which is the books that I got when I went shopping in Wales in between Christmas and New Year at Tom's parents' house. So I went to Tesco to do a bit of like food shopping, and I browsed the bookshelves there and there wasn't too much. So then we went around the corner and there was a Works. So there's not a Works near me in London. I have to like get a train to go there, so I don't always have easy access to them, so I rarely go into a Works. So when I do, it's always a good time. And after going to Tesco, Tom and I went to the Works and I just let myself loose. So I got Play Along, which is the other book in, what is the series called? I always forget the name of this series. Is it the Windy City series? I'll write it if I'm wrong. But yeah, I got the newest release book in that. It's very like sports romance, and it's standalone books, but all the characters interweave. So it's my kind of thing. I love it. I'm excited to. I always listen to them on audiobook, but I have the collection of them because I do really like them. So that is added to the TBR for 2025. And then another book to add to the TBR is Next of Kin. I also ended up getting Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and I read this last year. I don't think I rated it that highly because I listened to the audiobook and I just think I didn't give it as much attention as it probably deserved, which is why I rated it low. But I've got Next of Kin, and I don't know if I'll read this in paperback or whether I'll get the audiobook. But yeah, these were in the 3 for £6 the Works deal that they have. So then the third book that I got, I have seen this all over my social media, and I've seen a lot of readers that have similar reading taste to me absolutely rate this book, and it's called This Could Be Us. And then the final thing I got was, because I didn't know that they did these, and then I literally gasped when I saw them, was to finish off the paperback normal Shatter Me series book collection. They have the novellas and the latest release book. I'm missing 2 books in the middle of this. I've got Shatter Me, Unravel Me and Ignite Me, I think is the first 3. Then there's 2 in the middle, and then I've got these to complete the set. So I'll be on the hunt for the other 2. I did get the first 3 in a charity shop, so I don't know if I'll wait if I go go into a charity shop to see if I find the rest of them. This is my massive book haul, and now I need to find a place for them in my apartment on my shelves. So let's go to reorganize my bookshelves. Okay, so let's talk through the plan of action. I've put some of the books here because I want them to go into one of the 2 bookshelves in the living room. I've already found a spot for the Magnolia Parks one because obviously that was super easy. There's just one book and it's gone next to the rest in the series, and it looks really pretty on display. I really like this shelf, and this shelf. I need to move my birthday cards, and I think this one obviously needs some work. I've got some of the Shatter Me series here, so I'll add the other ones, but I think I'm going to move those onto this bookshelf because I think it's kind of weird that I have some sprayed edge books here and like sports romance next to Fourth Wing, and then I've got some romance here next to other fantasy. So I think I need to add the Harry Potter, which are here, and the Shatter Me series to the like fantasy bit, and then maybe move, if it bleeds into 2 shelves, move some of the romance ones back over there. So then I've got some of the books from my haul are going into my TBR cart, which is super easy, and then I have to just basically figure out the space in here, and if I have to move stuff around, that will be such a headache. So hopefully it's more simple than I think. I'm going to tackle this shelf first, then I'll do the TBR cart because that's easy, and then take any of the leftover ones I've got from in here and put them in my bedroom bookshelf and find some space for those as well. I might have to unhaul some books if I can't fit it in, but we'll see. Okay, this literally took like 5 minutes, and I don't understand how perfectly that all worked out, because here Hedwig is leaving room for when the next book in this series by Rebecca Yarros, the 3rd book, Onyx Storm, comes out. I have also pre-ordered a special edition US version of Onyx Storm as well, which my colleague in the US is picking up for me, so this gives so much room to then mess with that display. But I like how it's turned out so far, so thank you Hedwig for holding space for the next book in the Fourth Wing series. And then down here I did not think, because I haven't got all of the Shatter Me books, but maybe I don't need to buy the complete set, because it currently, unless I rejig my bookshelf, this fits perfectly, and it just makes sense that all my fantasy is together. So I'm really happy with this, how this turned out. I don't know what's going to go on here, and I need to revisit that. So that is phase 2. Hopefully it will be easy. And oh yeah, Taylor Swift has found a home next to Tom's vinyls, which I think is keeping with the music theme. So I'm happy so far with how things are looking. Let's just hope this over here is just as simple. Once again, this felt way too easy and it fitted quite seamlessly. I've got some of my sprayed edge books, then I've got some more romance books. This is giving enough space that the 4th book is on my TBR and it'll be added. This is going too well. It's going too easily. Something has to stress me out soon. The only thing I'm not sure on is this shelf. I'm gonna go have a look in my bedroom at the romance books I've got in there, because I think there's a series that I do want to add, but how pretty is this shelf? I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And then I'm hoping to get the Works Icebreaker Sprayed Edge book when it comes out mid-January. So let's just figure out this shelf and then my bedroom, and then we're almost basically done. My initial thought is I'm loving the Shiver series, and I'm also loving the Magnolia Fall series, but I've only read the first book of this one and I've only read 2 out of 4 of these books. So maybe I kind of leave it roughly as is, and then that bottom shelf maybe in the other room, maybe I put the Colleen Hoover ones in and then replace them once I've read these books with a new series that I absolutely love. That's my thoughts anyway. Now I'm going to clear up this mess. Again, I think this worked out way too perfectly and was too easy because I've put most of the romance books that I wanted to kind of display outside of, I have this rainbow bookshelf. Let me show you. Sorry about the chaos of my flat. I'm reorganizing in January, but I have this bookshelf. However, I can't remember the logic. I think because these are kind of like my favorite ones, or I've got loads of the same author like Taylor Jenkins Reid and Mariana Zapata, that I wanted to keep them all together. So I feel like it looks quite nice and neat. Maybe when I'm in a bigger space, I can organize my romance books a bit better. But for now, I think this will do. And then this is perfect because this is a gap for this book, which I'm almost done with. I think I'll finish it this weekend. But here are my books, just these. I'm in the middle of some series and I've not finished them. So that one will just go in there this weekend, and then that makes it sorted. And then I've got Mariana Zapata together. I've got some of my more like smutty / dark romance, my US books, and then some of my favorite romance books. And then my TBR, I took a book out to unhaul it, but this is what my TBR looks like so far. It's got bigger again. I just need to find a home for these non-fiction books, but I think I know where I'm going to put them. And the books that I want to unhaul are the Monica Murphy ones, because one of them's just been on my TBR shelf for too long. So I think just getting rid of all of them. And also I think I'm going to get rid of this book because I don't like it. So maybe that'll help me create space because I've got some just chilling on the top that could use the space.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night.